Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
My name is Josh Chomik.
And back once more, behind the camera,
Jimmy Parks.
Boys, welcome back.
Ooh, Jimmy, your mic sounds pretty good.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, oh, in my headphones, it sounds really nice.
We got a nice little upgrade in the studio this week.
New little soundboard action. Everything sounds nicer. And it came with some
pretty colors.
Well, it came with
lots of pretty colors.
Came with sound effects. So next time Jimmy makes a bad joke, we could throw some crickets and like, or we could always do the trombone. I don't know how we made it so long without a soundboard. With
I know, dude. It's such a fun little toy.
We got to load this thing up this week with some of the classics from New Jersey. Little Frank the Tank.
Oh yeah,
DJ
there's
Clue
so
Bomb.
many that we have to add to it.
Oh, I love it. Well, it's good to be back, guys, on the Garden State. Welcome back to our listeners. Thank you for joining us this week. We pride ourselves in giving you all the New Jersey news you need to hear this week. And if I am allowed to say this, I think we do a pretty good job of it, boys.
I think so as well, Josh.
And
I can't disagree with that.
This new soundboard, I hear like the spit in my mouth. Like it's too high quality.
And if you whisper, it's still gonna pick it up. Like we could have a whole ASMR episode. Like whisper into it.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hairbrush. You ever see those videos?
Yeah.
Like the hair salon videos?
Have you seen the ones where they like cut soap?
Yeah.
Those are weird.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff on the internet if you just start looking for it.
I'm going to add ASMR sound effects into the soundboard for next week so that we can just have an ASMR hour or
Yeah,
something.
we should do that.
Add stuff to it too.
Oh, yeah. I could put any sound I want, bro.
Oh, that's so cool.
I know. I just didn't have time to set it up today, but I was going to like upload all the sounds, but not enough time. Next week, we'll have it.
I love it. Well, welcome back, everybody. Guys, before we get into our stories this week, there's a few things we need to talk about. And before we get into the mailbag, actually, but the first thing I wanted to ask is, what did you guys do this past weekend? It's another week has passed. It feels like we were just here. My life is flying by right now.
Yeah, for real. I feel like we just left this apartment last week after filming, and now we're here again.
Yep.
And I'm seeing you face to face. This is wild. But the weekend was nice. I think we had like 60-degree weather on Saturday, or it was like 50s.
It was nice.
I played golf.
Very nice.
That's all I can remember from this weekend. I played golf. I broke 100 for the second time in my life. Shot a 98, which is great for me. I know, like, that's not that great of a score, but for me, very impressive. I'm seeing progress. I'm feeling good about my golf game. The season is looking up, boys, and I'm very excited to get back on the course.
You shot 98?
Oh, Josh. Yes.
Wow, we got to start playing with this.
Yeah, the people are gonna get so mad at this soundboard.
Yeah, we need to use it sparingly, only for really special moments, for comical uses. But
like when Shelby called you a few weeks ago, like about the baby, I could have been like, "Let's go."
It would have been really nice to have then. Jimmy, what did you do this weekend?
I went to Philadelphia like usual.
Every weekend. So now
No, it's not every weekend. It's been just the past few weekends. I went to go see my friend's band. They're called Domini. We've talked about them before on the pod.
give him a shout out, man. Come on, this is the time.
Really good band from Philly. They were doing a set of covers from this band called the Velvet Underground. You guys ever heard of
Yeah,
Velvet
I know Velvet Underground.
Yeah. And it turns out that their drummer broke his foot like right before they were about to go on stage. So
Which foot, right or left?
it was his right foot.
So that's bass.
Yeah, it's the kick.
So he had a dirt bike fall on it. So
That's a great drummer story though. Like if a drummer of a band is going to break their foot, it has to be dirt biking or like
Did he still play?
like
No.
doing karate.
I think he was in the hospital like for the set.
Oh, I thought you said he was there.
shoot.
So
No.
Did they do acoustic set?
They did. It was still like electric, but just didn't have any drums.
Wow.
It sounded really, really good actually. So it was a good show.
Domini. I'll have to check them out.
There's a girl who listens to this podcast who likes Domini, and she was like,
cool.
the past like few shows I didn't go to, and she was like, "Oh, are you going to the Domini show?" And she wasn't at the one that I was at.
What
so.
does Domini mean? Is that like a name of somebody?
It's the lead singer and keyboardist's last name.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Brothers.
Very nice. Guys, I can't believe it's been another week. And last time we were on the podcast, I was barely alive, and it's been another week. I feel a lot better this week.
Is she doing well? How's June?
June's doing well.
She walking, yeah, talking.
Yeah, she was doing my taxes for me actually this week. No,
That's the best part about having a kid.
exactly the labor, right? Child labor. No, it's been a better week. She's sleeping a little bit more and a little bit more consistently. Not perfect. We're not all there, but almost. We're getting there, one day at a time. So
Nice.
she's about 2 weeks old now, and that was my weekend, just hanging out, watching. She loves Family Feud. We put Family Feud on, she falls asleep. Yeah, it's like Hulu has like one episode of Family Feud, and we've watched it like 60 times.
Well, it's Steve Harvey's voice.
Yeah, and all the noises, the buzzers and the X's and, the music. It is relaxing.
So when she's just like fussing and crying, you're just like, put Family Feud on.
Well, it's more background white noise. I just put on a game show. Family Feud works. Shark Tank is great. She loves Shark Tank. The intro music when people are walking in, like, it really soothes her. So I don't know. Maybe she has a future of
wild,
being like
man.
a game show host or something.
Did you try playing the Garden State podcast for her yet? Like, does that put her to sleep?
No, I don't want to hurt her ears.
I don't think it'll hurt her ears, Josh. I think it'd be completely opposite.
I don't think you want to expose her to the realities of New Jersey just yet.
Yeah, I want her to
beautiful.
see
Why
the
not?
world through rose-colored glasses.
Exactly.
I think-
we talk about a lot of like scary things that happen in the state. A lot of,
It's the truth, man. Come on.
but you don't want a baby to hear
Maybe
that.
you should have, like, Jimmy, we should record like an hour of you just speaking, and that could be it. They'll just put her to sleep. You have a very soothing voice, I think.
Why, thank you, Josh.
The Jimmy Parks
I
report?
appreciate that. Yes.
You should talk like that.
Yeah, I will the whole rest of the podcast.
So, guys, since we've spoken about our weekends, do you guys want to get into the mailbag?
Let's do it.
Before we do, we want to let you know that today we've released a diner mug. Yes, you heard that right. The Garden State Diner Club mug. It is a diner mug. It's heavy duty, and it just feels good in your hand, right, Cho?
It's perfect. It feels like I'm in a diner everywhere I go with this thing.
Yeah, if you want to feel like you're perpetually stuck in a diner, then this is your mug. So you can get that at thegardenstate.com.
Have you ever like brought a mug to a diner and asked them to fill it for you?
No, have you?
No, but I'm about to with this thing.
Oh, we should do that.
For promo pics, I want to go to a diner and be like, hey, like, can you fill my mug for me? Like, I feel like people do that.
We should just see if they'll fill it without realizing it's not their mug.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Oh, like when they're walking up to you and
Yeah,
stuff?
just have the mug out on the table.
Yeah, maybe. That might be easier instead of like making a whole scene about it.
You might get free coffee because they might not realize that you never asked for it. They might just come by with a pitcher of coffee and just pour it out. Your
Oh,
mug.
because they see I have a mug.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, that's right.
I should try
I
that.
forgot to fill them up. And then free mug, a free coffee hack at diners.
Yeah, dude, I'm saving $1. It's great.
Yeah, $1 on the worst coffee of your life.
It's the best coffee. I love diner coffees. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
Can you guys do the clink again, just in front of the microphone? That was
Oh, yeah, right here.
very satisfying.
very nice.
You like that,
So
Jim?
nice.
You like that? Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's get into the mailbag. If you want to call into the mailbag, we do have a number.
908 67 99 99 3.
Hi guys, my name is Rosalia. Happy I'm getting in touch with you guys. Give me a ring, 908. I wanted to give you a heads up about a school here in Broadway. They keep having kids passing out. It's crazy. There's been a total, I think, of 9 children that have passed out between Thursday and yesterday, which was Monday. And, the city seems to be brushing it under a rug. Channel 7 News was here yesterday. The county says they did an air quality test and it's all good. But all the parents are calling BS on it. And I wanted to give you guys a little bit more info. My kids do go to school there, so I'm not pulling this out of left field. My number is 9. Hope to hear from one of you. Bye.
Let's call her.
Interesting. Should we give Rosalia a call?
Yeah, that's such a random thing happening.
Her point was there's a school in Rahway, New Jersey where 9 kids, she said,
I think she said 9 in the past, week, passing out.
have passed out. That's strange. Let's give her a call and see what she's got to say.
Hi.
Hey, is this Rosalia?
It is.
Hey, this is Josh, and Jimmy from the Garden State. We got your voicemail, and we wanted to call and follow up to see if we could get some info on what's happening in Rahway.
Perfect. And I'm so happy that you listened to it because I actually sent another story to you about a month ago. No, during Black History Month in February. And I actually called the wrong place. And I can't myself for doing that.
Oh my gosh.
That's why we made a jingle so nobody forgets our phone number because, yeah, it could happen easily.
Yeah, I was so mad at myself when I realized that. Some dude wrote back and he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you got the wrong guy. I was like, okay, sorry.
So what's going on in Rahway right now?
Okay, so there's a little elementary school here in Rahway. The school is called Madison. And basically, this past Thursday, there was 5 kids that passed out, my daughter being one of them, right? They either passed out or hyperventilated. It was either one or the other. And they didn't really know how to handle it. Like, they called me for, come pick up your kid. Then they're like, oh, no, she's fine. Then they call me back, come pick up your kid. So it was a little of a chaotic day. The kids were all freaked out. Like, my daughter was all freaked out. So, all right, I'm like, okay. And kids, they're 12. I'm like, all right, is this, like, real? Is this not real? Like, you didn't know, like, how to make heads or tails of it. Friday comes, a little girl straight up passes out in the bathroom, flat on her, they call the emergency, all that stuff. All the kids are scared. Now everyone's in school on Monday, and Monday was just a show. It was a show.
Oh, my God.
Okay? You ready for this? 2 kids pass out, like Thursday, like right on the floor.
Wow.
Completely on the floor.
Wow.
They brought those 2 kids to JFK in Edison. I got a phone call, nonchalant, from the secretary. Like, I just want you to know your daughter, had a situation, but she's fine. And then 2 seconds later, the principal calls me. He's like, hey, your daughter's with the EMT right now. They want to know if you want to take her to the hospital. I go, no.
What in the world?
I'll take care of it myself. So all the other kids see these 2 kids flat out on the floor, and all these other kids start getting nervous. Their friends are being taken out by stretcher. They have a thing they call shelter in place, which is the most ridiculous thing. Basically, they make the kids hide in the classroom, drop the drapes, and that's what they call it. So they're not allowed to move because something's going on in the school. That's when there's a medical reason.
Wow.
And it's just a hideous name. For me personally, I'm like, you guys can't just say, I think the kids will be calmer if you actually say, there's a medical concern, stay in your classrooms, as opposed to calling it shelter in place.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But the EMT is there for those 2 kids. The other 4 kids that hyperventilated had panic attacks. The EMT checked them all out. So now there are EMTs there, the fire department's there, the gas company's there, what's it called? Hazmat? Is that what they're called?
Hazmat.
The hazmat people from Union County are there, and everyone they have the kids now in shelter in place for a second time, and they're checking the air quality all around.
Wow.
The parents are losing their because they're like, there has to be something wrong with this classroom. Like, this doesn't make sense. It's isolated in one classroom. Doesn't make sense.
That is so bizarre.
So parents have come forward,
bizarre,
obviously.
beyond bizarre.
Yeah, and parents are coming forward because they're frustrated, like, what's going on? Is the school giving you guys anything, or are they just saying, we have no idea what's going on? We're thinking there's nothing, it's just a coincidence, or what have you heard from the school so far?
So they think that it's a copycat situation. That, one kid has a panic attack, and then the other one has a panic attack, and then the other one has a panic attack. So they think it's a domino effect. So here's what I think. This is what I believe the problem is. Not 100%, because, there's one kid I don't particularly know, so I couldn't speak on her why she's passing out. I think the problem is that the 6th grade class has a big issue with bullying, and these kids are at the point where they can't handle it anymore. And that's the underlying issue. And I hate saying that because I didn't grow up with all this bullying nonsense. You kind of just dealt with it in my age group.
Yeah.
So basically what they do is every time these kids have an issue, the way they respond is, oh, you need to have a kindness meeting. Let's talk about how to be friends. Not everyone could be friends.
Yeah, it's
the
different
reason why
times.
I'm bringing it up. Exactly. Like, you know what? Just teach them how to handle a situation, how to not interact in some cases. But the problem is with this bullying, it just so happens, and I don't know if you're allowed to talk about this stuff, this one person who, let's just say, is the predator, I guess you could say, the one kid that is the bully, she had, in schools, they call it a HIB. So they have to do like all this like legal thing where they have to look into the whole program and see what's going on with the kid and if it's really considered bullying or not bullying. So this kid has had several of these already presented to her. The kid's still in school. This has been going on since last year.
Wow.
Why
So you think
are they keeping a kid in school?
So you think kids, 9 students have passed out due to I mean, maybe not all connected to the one person, but your thought as a parent that's concerned is it has to do with them feeling bullied and as a result having anxiety and panic attacks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are there any like PTA meetings or board meetings coming up where all the parents can get together and just voice their concerns and like basically everything you're telling us now, or no?
There actually was a board meeting yesterday, and my understanding is that it was not brought up. A lot of parents are scared to bring it up because they're scared that, it's going to affect their children, like the teachers treating the children in a different light. So the parents are very vocal with the principal. They're very vocal with I don't know what their title is, like the person that handles the bullying, and there's like a bullying counselor or something like that for the district. So they're vocal with those people. So they are vocal with what they call here central office. I'm freezing right now, so don't mind me because I'm outside.
No, you're fine. So one more question for you. So is the jury still out on the gas and everything else? Is it for now? As of now, it's being assumed that this is some sort of a situation that's more psychological than it is with some external thing like a gas leak. Or so like when will you know that?
So yesterday was Tuesday. Monday, the Board of Ed put out a notice that said, yes, we were there. The building was cleared. The city itself put out a notice on Facebook as well. So I don't know if they're going to do any additional testing, but between the city and the actual Board of Ed, they did put out a statement.
So please give us a call like next week or even in 2 weeks if nothing changes in a week, and we'll do a follow-up. We'll play the voicemail, and maybe we'll even call you again if it turns out to be something even more serious than what you're assuming, because we'd love to, just follow up on it. There's been another situation in Colonia. I'm sure you heard about Colonia High. We tried to cover that with the brain tumors that were happening, and we just find these local things to be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And then sometimes the districts just kind of don't want to say a whole lot about it, because then, if it were a gas leak, let's say, parents aren't going to want their kid going to school, and there might even be lawsuits. So yeah, it could open a whole can of worms if there is something bigger going on than the bullying factor. Not that the school shouldn't be responsible for bullying as well, but yeah.
Anytime you guys want to know anything.
All right.
I sound like a neighborhood nosy person now, but
Yeah,
I'm really not.
We'll call you for our Rawway scoop anytime we hear any juicy Rawway information, the gossip.
Yes, there's plenty when it comes to the Board of Ed here. So.
That's every town.
We want it all.
All right, Rosalia.
Yeah.
Have a great night.
You too. All right, take care.
Thank you. Bye.
908 67 99 99 3.
Well, that was pretty interesting. We're going to have to see what happens moving forward. Something's going on Rawway.
I tried searching a story for that and then couldn't find anything. So it is weird how like that many kids are doing it. And the whole copycat effect thing, that seems like pretty legit. But at the same time, like,
I don't know.
That's hard to fake.
Something seems off about that to me.
It's very weird.
And I was Googling, while we were talking to her, I was Googling like copycat fainting. Like, cause you could see, are there studies on, does that happen? Can you like, kind of like how when one person yawns, another person yawns. You ever notice that?
Yep.
Like, is there research to show that like the likelihood of you fainting as a kid goes up when you see somebody else faint? Or I don't know. I know that sounds crazy, but there wasn't anything I could find.
Yeah, I'm actually curious about that. Have you ever fainted?
No. Have you?
No, I don't know what it feels like.
I always wondered. You ever fainted?
Yes, once. But it's because I was getting blood taken.
Oh, no, I mean like out of the blue, just randomly.
No.
Yeah.
What did it feel like when you passed out?
It was the strangest feeling ever because all of a sudden I was getting blood taken. So the vision in my eyes just went black. It felt like my eyes were closed, but my eyes weren't closed. And then I was like, well, I can't see. And then all of a sudden I felt super woozy.
That freaks me out, hearing stuff like that. Like I never want that to happen to me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Every time I take blood, I'm just like ready for it. Like I'm ready to just get lightheaded. But like I've gotten tons of blood taken from me, dude. And like I've never gotten lightheaded.
It was only that once.
I think I'm just like built different. I don't know.
I was young.
Huh. I've never fainted. I've seen people faint. It's scary to see somebody faint.
Yeah.
I feel like the most common way you faint is people standing on like risers and like choir in middle school or something because people lock their knees.
I always thought about that.
Yeah,
I never want to be the kid to do it.
It's because people lock their knees. I learned that in 7th grade. I was in a summer police camp and they made us stand outside for like probably like 30 minutes. But it was a fun little summer program, and they were yelling at us not to lock our knees, and I never knew that.
I never understood what locking your knees means. Like, I still don't know to
Like-
this day. Like, what does that mean?
I think it's when your legs are fully straight,
Fully straight,
like locked open.
yeah.
That something happens with blood flow. I don't know. I have no idea. It may have been. I may have misunderstood it all those years ago. I've always thought you're
I've always
supposed to have
heard
a
the
little
same
bit of a
thing.
bend in
They
your knee.
always warned us about that, but I was
Don't
just
lock your
like,
knees.
I always stand up straight anyway. So
All right. Well, you guys want to get into the news?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's check out what's going on. This is a wonderful, hopeful,
Heartwarming.
first story of the night. How's
This might be something that you want to show your daughter.
I may have to show her this one. How's this for a New Jersey love story? A man proposed to his girlfriend at the Mt Laurel Wawa where they first met.
bro, that is goals.
That's love.
Honestly, that's so much more romantic than the way you proposed to Shelby.
Way more romantic.
They better have catered Wawa at their wedding. Something like Wawa coffee at their wedding.
Yeah,
That's a
throwing
dream wedding.
I'm giving them that idea for free. When the coffee comes out, it better be Wawa coffee.
Dude, I hope like the security footage at the Wawa captured the whole proposal.
I'm sure it
that's
did.
an
It
awesome.
had to.
That's an
It
awesome
had
proposal
to.
video.
Wawa pretzels as a party favor when people leave. There you go. I'm full of good ideas
dude,
right
the
now.
list goes on. Like the amount of food you can get from Wawa is insane. That would be the best wedding reception of my life.
I mean, I would think that Wawa might want to, chip in and just donate some stuff.
I want to make a statement about this because we talked about a lot of times we have stories on this podcast where people met at a gas station and it turns out to be like a kidnapping. And I was like, I said the only gas station meeting place would be like a nice Quick Check or a Wawa. It could be good. But if you're meeting at a Sunoco, nothing good is going to happen with that relationship.
Yeah.
So they met at a Wawa and it looks like things are kicking off. Here's what the article says. A lot of life's little moments happen at the local Wawa, whether it's buying a hoagie or catching up with friends. But for one New Jersey couple, a Saturday Wawa run became a life-changing moment. Between the chips and the sandwiches to go aisle, Joe Simans got down on one knee to ask his girlfriend, Rio Brodeur, to marry him. You may be wondering, why propose at a Wawa? For this happy couple, the Wawa in Mt Laurel holds a lot of significance. It's where the two first met, where Brodeur was on her way home from a bar 4 years ago. She stopped at the local Wawa on her way home and struck up a conversation with Simans. They exchanged a few words and he asked her where she was coming from. Later that night, he says he texted his friends that he met the girl of his dreams.
wow.
For weeks after, Simans went to the bar she told him, waiting for his next chance to meet her. A month later, the two met in the bar, and the rest is history.
Come on.
If Wawa doesn't pick this up for a marketing campaign, they should document this whole story.
Love at Wawa. Man.
This is God softballing them a marketing campaign if there ever was one.
Oh, dude, that's a cheat code right there for Wawa.
It could be find love. I don't know. I was going to come up with a tagline for it. What do you got? Anything?
I just wish I was there to see this happen and go down. How beautiful is that? Come on.
I want to look up Mt Laurel Wawa. I think I've been to it before.
So many basic proposals going down nowadays, like people going to like really nice parks or going to scenic overlooks. But come on, when does a proposal happen at Wawa? Never. That's original. That's great. I'm giving them an A+ for that one. It's one of the best news stories I've heard in a long time on this podcast.
And people always say we don't have any positive news on this podcast. Well,
I
guess
know.
what? This is very positive. And you know what? There's like 8 Wawas in Mt Laurel. Those South Jersey folks, they have Wawas
Every corner.
every corner.
Everywhere you look, there's a Wawa. It's great. It's a blessing, honestly.
Well, good luck to this couple, man.
Right?
And if they want to steal my idea about the Wawa pretzels as a party favor, I would not mind leaving a wedding and getting a pretzel from Wawa.
I mean, at this point, if I were to get proposed at a Wawa, I would probably just get married there too at the same time. Why not? Have the wedding there.
Do you think we should be invited to this wedding? Cover it?
You know, if the couple does watch this, I really hope we do get that invite to that wedding to just, I don't know, because we're the ones to tell the world about this whole entire thing. So
yeah. It's pretty crazy to think about. It's pretty crazy to think that love could start in a Wawa.
starts at a gas station, a Quick Check, Wawa, Target. You never know, man. You never know where you're going to meet the love of your life.
Well, it could be at a Wawa.
I go to Wawa every day and still nothing. So
Joe,
maybe Quick Check. Maybe Quick Check. I don't know. Maybe Target. I like Target or Wegmans. Wegmans is a great one. I would want to meet the love of my life at a Wegmans.
Target probably isn't a bad place.
I just looked this guy up on Instagram and I found him. Let's see, but his account's locked. Hate when people lock. I was going to DM him.
Hey, safety first. Doesn't want no creeps like you DMing him.
I was going to send him a DM and tell him to call into the podcast. We want to hear the love story. We want to be the first to actually cover it, but I can't find either of these people on Instagram. That's all right. I actually have to say, before we move on from the story, I think it's really cool that an actual relationship started from a public meeting. This is what they call a meet cute. Do you know what that is?
No.
Is that what it is? Meet cute? I learned this a few weeks ago.
Sounds like
My
a
wife
dating
explained this.
site, meetcute.com.
No, meet cute is when, like, in a rom-com, when a couple meets, they bump into each other at a grocery store and she drops her bags and they're like, oh, where are you going?
yeah.
Oh, wow, you like that band too? And then they fall in love. That's what happened in a Wawa. And that stuff doesn't happen in real life. People are stuck on these stupid dating apps.
Yep.
They just want to go from person to person, have no commitment, no relationship.
Wow.
These millennials,
Yes.
my generation.
Come on.
I'm just kidding. But no, it is cool
Well,
that
we did report on the story about the couple meeting at a gas station last week, and then the guy ended up kidnapping the chick and trying to kill her.
Yes. So that was our point from the beginning. It's beautiful that a meet cute happened at a Wawa. And I think we should buy the rights to the story, and it should be our first feature-length film.
Ooh.
Whoa, okay.
Love at a Wawa.
I thought you were going to say, let's go maybe do the podcast live at the wedding ceremony or something. But yeah, I'm down for that too.
What if they put a table on the stage behind them? Like they're at the altar of this old church and we're on the stage behind them do a play-by-play?
Yeah.
I would
that'd be
love that. I would
awesome.
love everything about
Just
that.
us sitting on the stage. Okay, that's excellent. Well, we'll see. If anybody knows this couple and you want to tell them to give us a call in the mailbag and tell the story, we'd love to connect with them. Right, boys?
Let's do it.
All right, so this next story is a bit more grim than that hopeful last one we read. 8 dolphins are dead this week after tragically beaching themselves in Sea Isle, New Jersey.
The video for this was super dark. Like when the news first broke out, we posted it on our Instagram and it's kind of crazy. You just see these dolphins lying across the beach.
They got towels on them.
Yeah, they're getting water poured on them. They kind of look like they're hopeless.
They beached themselves, which is different than a breach.
I think breaching's like when you just come out of the water.
Oh, you just come
and
out of the
breathe.
water. Okay, because I was saying breaching, and Jimmy's like, no, it's beaching. Beaching is when they're alive and they decided to go onto the beach.
Yeah, they beach themselves.
Eight of them did this at once, so it wasn't like they washed ashore. They were stressed, which we started to do a little bit of research into this, and it sounds like dolphins, they move in packs, obviously, and they'll do this when one of the dolphins is sick or in trouble.
So say only 1 or 2 of those dolphins was sick. Maybe the rest of the pack was just coming with them.
They roll squad deep.
That's awesome.
But
Loyalty.
It sounded like after the investigation, they were all sick.
All of them?
Yeah, that's why they all died.
Did
They
anything else come
euthanized
from it?
them.
Like, I know that, but like, did they say what they were sick from or what they were dealing with?
I didn't read too deeply into it, but
Well, let me read you guys this article, and then we'll take it from there. How's that sound?
sounds great.
All 8 dolphins that beached themselves on 2 Jersey Shore beaches Tuesday morning have died. 6 ABC Action News showed water being poured onto the dolphins lying on 52nd Avenue Beach. Fox 29 reported there were 2 more dolphins on 50th Avenue Beach. The dolphins were covered with blankets. The Marine Mammal Stranding Center, which called it a mass stranding event, said that the 2 dolphins on the 50th Street Beach were dead when their team arrived. So we have 2 different locations, I guess 2 blocks away, 52nd Ave and 50th Ave, where dolphins are washing up, which is weird because you'd think they'd be, if they were in the same pack, they'd be together. I don't know
But
how
still,
that
like,
works.
2 blocks is not too far apart.
Yeah, maybe. It's kind of, but dolphins are smart. Like dolphins don't, you know what I mean? Like a dolphin, if they're going to swim ashore, I don't know enough about dolphins. I'm making this up, but I feel like dolphins are so clever. They're not going to be like 600 feet away from each other. They're going to be pretty
Odd.
close.
Yeah, that's why it's weird.
But maybe they were just really stressed. I don't know. It's so weird. It says our veterinarian looked at the other 6 and they were in extremely poor physical condition. And rather than push them back out and have them die a slow death and drown, we humanely euthanized all of them, a spokeswoman told New Jersey 1015. So all the dolphins are being taken to a lab for necropsies to be conducted Tuesday night. Sea Isle Times reported that the Sea Isle City Police, Public Works, and EMS went to the beach and formed a bucket brigade to pour water onto the dolphins. So this is weird. And it's even more weird when you hear that 13 whales and 7 dolphins have stranded on New Jersey and New York beaches since December. There's definitely an uptick happening. And this is where it gets very, very controversial, dicey,
Political.
and political.
our comment section on our video is just a war zone, bro. Everyone, right, left, everyone's just going at it at each other.
It was a bloodbath. There were people blaming Murphy. There were people blaming Trump. It was like, what are we doing here?
It was like a school fight, and there's like a bunch of kids fighting. Me and Josh are just on the sidelines, just like watching.
We were just
like,
watching it go down. So I'll do a quick breakdown of the two different perspectives that we're seeing right now. And this is from my 8th grade intelligence level brain, and you can research it yourself if you want to learn more. But really, we've been trying to get professors from Rutgers Marine Biology Department to come on. I know they've seen our emails, but they're not responding for some reason. And then we've also talked to the captain of a whale watching boat in Cape May, Captain Jeff. He said he was going to come on, but he was on vacation. He has not gotten back to us either. So
what's up with that, man?
I don't know. We want to talk to somebody about this, but maybe they all know it's very political and they don't want to say anything.
Maybe.
So the two perspectives are the first side, which would be Governor Murphy's office's perspective, would be that due to climate change and an unseasonably warm winter,
yes,
I guess different fish are being driven in closer to the shore that dolphins and whales feed on. And this is bringing dolphins and whales into shipping lanes where these massive container ships drive through, and it's causing them to strike these fish and kill them. So that's the first, and there might be more to that, but I think it's the idea the water being warmer is screwing up migration patterns. And
with that same theory, weren't people saying this is also happening on the West Coast?
Someone commented that. I haven't looked into it. I know nothing about the West Coast.
I saw a few comments about that, which is interesting.
We should look into that. But the other perspective, which is where things get political, and you could figure out why, is the state of New Jersey is obviously planning to build these wind turbines in the middle of the ocean, and they're going to be like 1,000 feet tall. And there are theories that the turbines, or I guess the construction of these, is screwing with the sonar that is natural to these mammals.
Yeah, something like that with the sonar, but no idea.
It's weird because I guess on one side, it's weird because both sides are making green arguments.
Yeah.
One side is like, hey, the climate's changing, it's killing the whales, not the wind turbines. And the other side is going, mammals are dying because of the wind turbines, and that's not good either. So I don't know what's going on.
I think people are just really frustrated because they want answers. They want to know what is the one thing that's happening out there that's killing all these animals. And no one seems to have an answer. And that's the problem. I think that's why people are really getting fed up right now. It's been too long. Every week there's an animal dying, washing up on shore, and there's no answers. So I think that's the problem we have right now. We don't have a set answer.
Yeah, so here's one statement from this article. It says, one side, led by a long-standing opponent to the offshore wind plans, suspects the work related to the wind projects is to blame and wants the Biden and Murphy administrations to implement a pause in work so it can be studied. On the other side is the Murphy administration, which says that no connection to wind development has been found. It's interesting to hear both sides. I want to know how far along they are with these turbines. Do we know? Like, is there an update we can see?
They haven't started building them yet. Yeah, I don't think they started building anything yet.
Interesting. So who knows? I guess we will have to find out.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, what are they using down there to conduct? What are they doing over there with sonar that would be affecting the mammals if they haven't built anything yet?
I have no idea. And that's where it could just be a smear with political motives. I don't know. I have no idea what could be causing it. And this is where we need the professionals to call into this podcast and give us a bit more info on the marine biology. This reminds me of that Seinfeld episode. Did we talk about this last time?
I think we did, but it's my favorite Seinfeld episode ever.
When George lies about being a marine biologist. Yeah. And they're on the
You're
beach.
a marine biologist.
Guys, every time something happens, you're like, this reminds me of a Seinfeld
It
episode.
just relates to everything in life.
Literally everything in life.
Is anyone here a marine biologist?
Go save them.
He walks out. He's like, I walked out. She was beautiful.
I said, easy there, big fella. And then I was eye to eye with the great fish.
Oh, man.
Mammal.
That is a great scene. Well, you guys got to watch that episode if you've never seen it.
It's one of the best scenes in television history.
All right. So, guys.
Yeah, we need a marine biologist or a scientist or someone to call into the podcast. We need answers.
Do you think we could get Jason Alexander to call in and talk about this?
We should try. He's probably impossible to get in touch with. All the Seinfeld people. I don't know. So we'll have to see, I guess, what happens here.
It's just crazy because like we've been saying this since when, like October, like about the whales, and we're like, oh yeah, we're just waiting to see what's going to happen. And right now it's March, and there's more animals dying, and no one has an answer. No one has an answer. So that's what's so crazy about this whole thing.
Yep.
If you're a marine biologist, call into our line 908-67-99-993 and give us some information. Call into the mailbag. Tell us what's up because we want answers too. We're like all of you guys listening. So
Absolutely. All right. So do you guys remember a little while back we talked about the 29-year-old that enrolled in a high school in New Brunswick?
Yeah.
And it was found out she was lying about her age, and they were like, is this human trafficking? Okay, so the South Korean 29-year-old who enrolled in a New Brunswick high school is now claiming she did it to relive better days.
such a weak excuse.
This is like that Bruce Springsteen song, Glory Days. No.
She got caught, and what's her excuse? Oh, I just want to, relive my high school days. You can't say that. You can't get away with using that as an excuse.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
That's incredible.
Well, the lawyers are saying this, and
of course, she's probably paying them some nice money for that.
This is all allegedly. We're not saying what did or didn't happen, but to me, that smells like a great lawyer spin.
It's great. It's amazing.
100%.
It's so good.
She had trauma. She wanted to relive her glory days, the better days of high school. This was I could just see the whole argument being spun up.
And like everyone in the comments, everyone was like, "Oh, she's just trying to traffic all these young girls because she was like asking everyone to hang out." And so that could definitely still be a thing, but it's like, how are you going to prove it?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to prove what was going on. It says Haejong Shin, 29, a citizen of South Korea, attended classes for 4 days at New Brunswick High School in January, interacting with other students and attending classes. When Shin could not provide proper documentation, she was charged with 1 count of third degree providing a false government document. During a court hearing on Monday, her lawyer, Darren Gelber, said Shin had a rough time in recent months following a divorce and was seeking the safety and good times she had while attending a boarding school in Massachusetts, according to the New York Times. What do you guys think about that?
But a public school and a boarding school are like 2 completely different experiences. So if you're reliving the glory days, enroll in a boarding school.
But then also, like, hey, listen, like, you're not the only one getting a divorce. You're an adult. Like, you can't just whine about it and then just try to go back to high school to feel better. It just doesn't work that way, dude. Like, you can't just go hang out with teenagers.
Here's a quote from her lawyer. It says, "This case was more about my client's desire to return to a place of safety and welcoming and an environment she looks back on with fondness and nothing more. Her legal team is hoping she will be entered into a pre-trial intervention program and serve no jail time. Shin's eventual plan is to return to South Korea." What do you guys think, listeners? I'm curious what the listeners think about this one. Does it sound to you like this is just an innocent little, I just needed to get in touch with my 16-year-old self again?
Nope.
Or does it sound like something nefarious is going on here?
I think I'm on the nefarious side, Josh.
Something's up.
So there's something weird about this.
She wanted to go, like the lawyer said, she wants to go to a place of safety. But the moment she walked into that school became from a place of safety to a place of danger. With a 29-year-old walking around it. It's just absolutely insane. Give it to me, Josh.
Yeah, that was Josh.
Was that good?
I'm giving you applause. That was a great point.
I wanted a bomb.
A clue bomb?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. What else do we have here?
Nothing good.
All right. I'll give you an air horn. That was a great point. Like that makes a lot of sense. Like when
I'll do it myself.
When an adult, thank you.
That's all I want to do.
When an adult enters into a school, you're completely right. It goes from being a place of safety to a place of an imbalance of power. Let's just say when peers, classmates, they're all minors, and someone invades that space, that very protected space. We keep schools very safe, and what do? They try to pretend to be a student and try to hang out with kids outside of school, which is even weirder.
Exactly. That's why I don't understand anything the lawyer is saying. I don't know how the lawyer can get away with it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Imagine like your kid was going to that school and you had a 29-year-old showing up. You'd be going crazy in that meeting, bro.
You know what I think is going to happen here?
I think she's going to be going to jail.
She's going to jail.
But is she actually going to jail? Like, what was the...
Well, they just said they're hoping she doesn't do jail time. They're hoping she has some sort of a rehabilitation program.
That does no shot, dude.
Yeah, it sounds...
Not when you mess with the kids.
Don't mess with the kids, man.
It makes it sound like anyone can get away with this, the way, like, how easy she's getting off.
Yeah, she's not getting off. We'll see what happens. Again, it's funny because the way the news works is you don't have it all in one quick clip. You got to kind of wait, especially with law proceedings. We'll see what's happening here. I think she's not going to get off scot-free. I think it's not a great argument from the lawyer unless they can prove some mental instability, which I don't think they will.
No shot. Don't be sneaking into high schools, man. That's creepy. That's not cool.
Yeah.
I have no sympathy for her. Yeah, there's got to be a consequence to be paid.
Consequences will be paid, Josh. Trust me.
Yeah, they better be.
Good.
Yeah. The next story.
What do you think, Jimmy? What do you think about
crazy.
She's just weird.
All right. Well,
Jimmy would be the student to befriend a 29-year-old.
I would not. Absolutely not.
No, I'm saying you were the student to befriend a 29-year-old if they showed up to high school.
Yeah, I would not.
Jimmy would be like,
100%
I'm hanging
no.
out with Nicole Bunkowski this weekend. She's 29.
Nothing's weird about this.
That's Jimmy in high school. That's
Like,
Jimmy in high school.
who is this chick you're hanging out with? She's 29. Like, yeah, she's cool though. We're going to a show.
See, as a dude, that's actually like a flex in high school.
Yeah, in high school, your friends would be like, whoa, 29. Wow.
I feel like in high school, though, 29 is like too old. It's like,
That's really a 29-year-old when you're like 17. That looks like an old person.
yeah.
Isn't it kind of weird, the cultural double standard?
It really is.
Like in the movies, if you watch like any movie from the 80s, like 16 Candles, the kind of joke is like the young guy talks to the older lady, it's whoa, what a legend. But if a young girl talks to an older guy, it's like this is going to sound, it sounds like I'm defending this. My point is, it's weird either way.
100%, yeah.
That's my point. But it's like, it's so creepy when a 29-year-old dude talks to a 17-year-old girl, but a woman does it and you're like, whoa, like they should both just be creepy.
Yeah, it's like in the movies where like the teenager sees like the really hot lifeguard who's like in her 20s, like
Sandlot?
walking around. Yeah, like Sandlot. Yeah, something like that. Like
Yeah,
culture loves it, bro.
It's a double standard for sure. And we got to protect the children. Here in the Garden State, we salute all our first responders that are locking up the pedos.
Oh, 100%. Let's go. We should have a pedo count. How many are locked up a week?
We should
Like
close
a big sign behind us.
We should just hit the jail door
Yeah.
and just give a count every single week.
It's going to be a
love
big
it.
number. There's so many stories, dude. It's sickening.
It's
This place is turning into a zoo. This state. Honestly, it's a mess. You see all the murder stories and the amount of pedophile cases a week. Let's be better.
Let's do better, New
Let's
Jersey.
be better. Come on. I don't know.
Dude, I think you just fixed it.
What?
I think you saying that stopped the pedophiles.
That's what I'm talking about. No, honestly, I wish it did, Josh. I wish it did. But I'm being serious.
I wish it did too. But for
Sometimes
reason,
I get frustrated on this podcast because it's like we want change, but we can't do anything about it sometimes. It's deeper. It's deeper than what like what we're saying. I don't know. Don't you feel that way?
yeah, sometimes I feel like all I want to see is the world change. And I think about that Michael Jackson song. If you want to make the world a better place, you need to look in the mirror and make a change. So Josh, if you're being a pedophile, you should stop.
Why
Okay,
would
sorry.
you say that? Where did this go?
That was weird.
I
I'm
was
sorry.
being serious.
Sometimes I have a train of thought that's like,
You've been locked in the house too long. You need this. You need to let this all out.
yeah, I'm going to give myself a sound effect for that one.
Yeah, can you take that back? That was very disrespectful.
Bro, I know
Say
you.
sorry.
You're a good guy. I'm sorry.
Kevin, I'm sorry. Totally, yeah, you're not sorry.
You nosy little trout sniffer.
Yeah, get on to the next story.
All right. In New Milford, New Jersey, a drunk driver plowed his Tesla halfway into a basement.
I forgot the story was in there. That's crazy.
I mean, you'd think like a Tesla would be able to avoid a basement.
Right? I thought like the Tesla, once it starts going off road, it automatically just like puts you right back on. Isn't it like magical like that or no?
I guess it's not that magical because this guy was halfway into somebody's basement. It says the Model Y SUV ended up halfway into a basement off the River Road home just off Bergen Avenue at 5:30 p.m. Sunday, March 19th. I had no idea what happened when I heard such a loud bang, like an explosion, and the house shook. The family's house sitter said, I ran downstairs and there was soot and ash everywhere, but I still didn't realize what was going on until I heard the man in the car calling for help. And then I noticed his car through the window above where he drove into.
Dude, the only reason I really picked this story, because like there's car accidents and there's crashes every single week, but dude, this thing was in that basement. Like more than half this car crashed into it. It was absolutely insane. You see the photo? Look at that.
How is he alive?
Ate it up. But it doesn't look like he dropped too far.
Yeah, but the windshield went into the side of a house.
Yeah. It must have just missed his neck.
There's a photo of the police walking him out.
Wow.
Oh, he was drunk.
I know, but it just kind of blows my mind that he's just walking away from driving into
Yeah,
somebody's
good for
basement.
him, honestly.
I mean,
he
it's
has
pro-
a second chance.
It's probably because he was drunk. He didn't have time to tense up. If he tensed up, he probably would have died.
Hey,
Danny.
give me Danny. Say hi to the podcast.
Hi to the podcast.
It's Danny's birthday. He worked really hard today. You can make dinner and stuff, Danny. It's cool. You're not making noise.
Wait, so you're saying that as Danny's roommate, you did not make him dinner for his birthday?
No.
Bad friend.
Have I
Big
ever,
friend.
when we were roommates, did I make dinner for you?
No, your mom used to make us pierogies, though. Well, Baba used to make us pierogies.
And she still does. She still does, baby.
But not for Danny?
No, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know any of my friends' birthdays, dude. Like we're older now. Like I don't need to know anyone's birthday. That's how it works nowadays.
One time, Josh got really mad at me.
forgot his birthday?
Because he was like, when's my birthday? And I'm like,
this story.
it's like August 22nd. And he's like, it's the 28th. What's your birthday?
It's the 24th.
The 24th. Okay, so like I don't know the day.
See, we don't know our
And then I
days.
said, he was so mad at me. I'm like, Josh, when is my birthday? And he's like,
March 11th.
he's like, it's in February.
March 11th.
You don't even know the month.
Hey,
Hypocrite.
I got it right though this time, right?
Yeah, that's right.
See, I know.
when's my birthday?
June.
No.
Oh my god! Wait, Josh, is going on this together. Jimmy's birthday is.
Hold on, wait. We celebrated. When was the last time we had a birthday
Oh
party
my
for Jimmy?
god! Oh my gosh! This is.
Jimmy,
oh my gosh!
Remind me of a birthday celebration for you that I've been to.
Island Beach State Park.
Summer, July. July?
No, it was fall. Bonfire, beach. I wasn't there for it though. And you gave me an invite. It's in October.
No.
When's your birthday?
Memorial Day weekend. May 30th.
Was I there?
Dang it!
Yeah, I was there for that.
Moral of the story, Jimmy, you're my brother. You're my brother. I love you, man. But you can't expect me to know when your birthday is.
I know when your birthday is.
I know, but that's different. It doesn't matter. Why do I need to know my friends' birthdays?
Hey, I really don't.
Hey, every day is a birthday. You know, every day above ground is a blessing.
Cho,
That's right.
Come on.
not for nothing. I know your birthday. It's like one of the 3 friends' birthdays actually now.
Thank you.
So.
Hey, so guys, we just talked about a guy driving his car into somebody's basement, and that's not the only story we have this week in New Jersey where somebody smashed their car into a structure.
I didn't even realize that we had 2 car crash stories like back to back like this, but now we do because this week was nuts.
And this one hits close to home, I must say. In Union, New Jersey, a van drove through the front of Van Gogh's Ear Cafe.
Just a legendary local coffee spot.
Yeah.
Many nights in what, college?
High school,
In high school, we would go to Van Gogh's Ear in Union.
Oh, it's such a great spot.
Shout out Charlie Stick.
There you go.
I have to say, there is a pun here. Like Van Gogh's ear.
Cut off his, because he cut off his.
No, like Van Gogh's here, Van Gogh's ear.
I want to hear Jimmy's thing.
Like where should a van go? A Van Gogh's ear. And then they put the van, it's literally a minivan. What was your joke?
You were saying, like, you know how Van Gogh cut off his ear? It's like, no, the van, like, cut off part of the restaurant.
Jimmy, that was pretty bad.
Well,
You know where I'm going with it, though.
I'm going to give you some, I'm going to give you the trombone on that
That's
one.
the best sound effect we have. Wait, what was your joke?
Van Gogh's ear.
Cafe.
No.
Van
Okay,
goes here.
so like if I'm saying to you, where should the van go? The van goes here. Like it goes here.
That's crazy. That was a minivan.
A minivan went into Van Gogh's ear.
That's really terrible, but that's hilarious.
There's a dad joke in there somewhere. I'm working on it. I am a dad now, so I should be able to figure it out.
Dude, it broke the beautiful mosaic window, right? Wasn't it that color like mosaic? Dude, crazy. That place has not changed their look in like 10 years, and it's perfect.
And there's that seating area, like, right there in the front, too.
Thank God they
Like,
were closed and no one was hurt.
Yeah.
This is a really sad story.
Yeah, it says an iconic coffee shop was forced to close for extensive repairs after a vehicle smashed into the front window on Tuesday. Van Gogh's Ear Cafe at 1017 Stuyvesant Ave has given customers the best ways that they can support the business as they deal with the trail of damages. There were no injuries, including to the driver, as the business was not open at the time of the strike, according to the cafe in a Facebook post on Wednesday morning, which is very lucky that they weren't open because people would have been sitting there for sure. But among the cleanup of damages to be fixed was the cafe's front window, which includes a stained glass design of the renowned artist the business is named for. So there was this beautiful Van Gogh-esque mosaic on the front window.
It's beautiful.
So it says, we've been really touched by all the messages that have come our way from so many people that care deeply about the cafe and want to help. The first way customers can help is to buy a gift card to the cafe while it's closed. So if you want to support Van Gogh's Ear, local spot, local Jersey spot, you can go and buy a gift card, give them your money, and then, when the time comes, you go get your coffee and your little Danish down the line.
What I want to know is, how does that van crash into that building?
It's a great question.
Like, the way the road is, like, you're parallel to the building, so it must have just completely veered off over the sidewalk into the... But driving pretty fast. Like, look at that angle of the minivan.
That looks like a 2002 Kia Sedona, too.
No, it's nicer than a Sedona, bro. That thing is sick.
With the trim package, man, that's a classic minivan right
So
there.
why would you do that to your minivan? You have to be drunk, right? Or like have like an episode of some kind to just pass out and just crash into that place, right?
Who in the world knows? I have no idea. I was looking for comments, but there are none. Hey, if you want to support Van Gogh's Ear, go buy a gift card. And ladies and gentlemen, can we please keep our cars in New Jersey on the road?
For real.
I mean, it just seems like common sense would tell you to do
Like,
that.
I get it. You have a heart attack, you have a stroke, and you lose control of the vehicle. It happens. But like, don't be drinking and driving. Don't be drunk. Don't be putting everyone around you in danger.
Yep.
You getting behind the wheel, that's terrible. Like, why would you ever do that? It's not cool.
Not a good idea.
Is drunk driving legal in Teslas that drive themselves?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
So technically, even when a Tesla is driving itself, you're still supposed to have your hands on the wheel.
You're right, yes. I remember that.
And you're kind of still responsible. That's kind of the out.
I feel like
from the
people
whole thing.
still take naps and stuff like that.
Well, there are videos. There's a video on the 405 outside of LA of a guy napping in traffic while his car just drives him.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
That's the future. That is the future of the world. Everyone's gonna be napping.
Oh, bro, I would be tripping out if that was me. Like, I feel like I need to be in control at all times.
Well, the issue early on with the Teslas with their driver assistance was someone died because there was bright sunlight in front of the car and the sensor couldn't differentiate sunlight from roadway, and they crashed into an 18-wheeler. That did happen very early on. I'm sure they've resolved it since, but stuff happens, man. These robots are out to get us.
I want a Tesla. I want a Tesla truck. Have those even been released yet?
No.
I don't think so. No,
Why?
just production delays.
It was supposed to come out like 2 years ago, I think. But yeah, we still haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Elon, what's going on, man? That thing was so cool. It's not like I'm going to buy one right now, but still, I would love to see these things more on the road. I think they're the coolest looking trucks.
I wonder.
Oh, bro.
No.
I love how futuristic they look.
I hate it.
It's not an F-150, Jim. It's not a Ram. But it looks so cool. You got to admit, it looks so cool.
I
Those are
don't
pretty
think it
cool.
looks cool.
Well, to each their own, I guess.
You need a minivan, Josh, now that you're a dad.
I'll be getting one. I'll be getting a Dodge
Would you get an
Caravan.
electric minivan? Or are you going to stick
No,
to the
I really
gasoline?
like the Honda Odyssey. I like the Toyota Sienna.
Can I give you a recommendation?
Yeah.
Look into the Kia Carnival, brother.
Oh,
That thing is fire.
how do you know?
Oh, I was watching videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool. Seriously, Kia Carnival. It's what the Sedonas used to be. Like, I had a Sedona LX, but now they're the Kia Carnivals. Fire minivan, really great option for the family that you're trying to build. Definitely, I think the price is not too crazy either. But get it all blacked out. Look at that thing.
It actually does look pretty nice.
It looks like an
pretty.
SUV. It looks more like an SUV than a Mini, but
But it is.
it's pretty cool.
Wait, what's
Got
that?
the sliding door.
Whoa, that does look like no, but that's a minivan. Isn't that crazy? Sliding door and all that.
It's about time they make minivans look not like a blob and more like an SUV. Like, why did it take so long to figure this out?
But that's the joy of a minivan.
Wow,
A
that does
blob.
that looks like a really nice car.
I'm telling you, the Kia's got a lot of people don't like the new Kia logo, but I think it's a great vehicle. It's a great brand.
They got the sauce.
I had a Kia for a while. I loved it. I miss it. To be honest with you, it's better than my Jeep.
That's
Maybe
big
not.
talk.
Maybe not. But like, it was really cool to carry like 12 of my friends at a time in high school.
Yeah.
Minivans are a lot.
I
I mean,
never-
I had a minivan. It was fun we went to a Mets game one time and I just piled people in it. It's great. Great to have.
I never knew Chomik when he had his minivan.
I
yeah,
did.
and I saw
Great
you. I saw
memories.
you in the halls,
Well, I was never in it, I should say.
and I saw you in the hallways at school. I was like, this kid. No shot I'll ever be friends with this kid.
No shot I'll ever let him in my van.
Now look at us. Come over every day. Can't get you out of my life.
Wow.
I love you, Jimmy.
Well, with that was our last story of the evening. Do you guys have any closing thoughts before we end this wonderful podcast?
Just saying that it's been 2 weeks of you being a father now? That's pretty
Yeah.
crazy, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud
Thanks,
of Shelby, and this is really exciting.
Shout out to Shelby. She's doing a great job. I'm very impressed by her motherhood abilities. And Yeah. Josh Chomick, anything you'd like to say to the listenership?
Yeah, number one, thank you everyone for listening to this podcast. It really means a lot. So much fun producing this thing every single week with the boys and sharing news. It just means a lot that people listen to this. Seriously.
Yep.
Like, you don't have to be listening to this every week. You don't have to be giving us an hour of your week, but you still do. So thank you so much for listening on the car rides to work or wherever you're going. You're at work. A few weeks ago, we asked people to take pictures of where they are listening, and some people sent us some really cool images of them at work. Some guy was like working on a sewer.
Yeah.
Some other people were in different buildings. It was just really cool to see, like, people are listening every single place. So it really means a lot to me.
If you have a news tip, you can call into the Garden State mailbag. You can even do it anonymously. Josh, what's that number? Do you want to play it for him?
908 67 99 99 3.
You can just call in and leave us a little message. Tell us what we need to know. We want to hear from you. Or if you just want to vent, there's something going on you want to talk about.
Just like our caller earlier, she had to let it out.
She had to let it out. And sometimes
She needed that phone call. I think we really made her day.
Yeah, I think we did. And it was good to talk to Rosalia.
I think sometimes people don't have someone to talk to. Or rant to.
Yeah.
And guess what? That's why we're here. That's why we were plopped onto everyone's phone. You know, if you have to let something out, just call us.
Amen. Amen, brother.
So much fun.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We hope you have an amazing weekend. We'll see you next Friday.
Buy some mugs.
Buy some mugs on the Garden State. Later. Peace. Later.
You're listening to the Garden State. The Dirty Jers.